What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video about our continued discussion on Algorand. I'm holding it, you're holding it. One day, I am hoping that Algorand, and you're all going to kick me in the teeth for saying this, I am hoping that Algorand gets to $1,000 a token. Why? Because we have officially crossed the 4,000 Algorand token holding threshold once again, because we cashed out 2,000 like idiots a while ago. And if we ever saw a $1,000 token, we'd be millionaires, and then I wouldn't have to be stressed about work. So we're bringing this video to you in between our shifts at work. One day, hopefully, we'll be Algorand millionaires, and we can stay home. No drink of the day, because we are working later this evening, and I can't be intoxicated for it. So anyway, let's get into Algorand Tokenomics, do a nice, in my own way, breakdown of the token, some of the distributions, some of the plans. Hopefully you guys will enjoy.
Nerdy dude stuff.
As stated in the intro for this video, we have officially recrossed the 4,000 Algorand holding threshold on our journey to 5,000. When we hit 5,000, we will reevaluate our goals and earn some more algo and see where we're going to go from there. Big shout out to, I believe I know who did this, but big shout out. We received a 3 algo tip today that did push us over that 4,000 threshold. So thank you very much. Again, I believe I do know who sent this. We were talking in comments yesterday. I believe it might be Frankie. So I really appreciate it. If you guys like the content and you're ever so gracious, there's a QR code above my head. You can use your mobile app to scan that, or a wallet address for Algorand in the description of this video. You could totally send an algo tip. Any and all are greatly appreciated. Also, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, turning on the bell notifications, all that good stuff so you can stay up to date on our Algorand videos. Pretty soon we're going to be doing crypto.com videos, our continued mining videos. We are looking at some more miners here in the near future if we can get our hands on them. But let's get into today's topic of Algorand/Algo Tokenomics. As you know, Algorand is the company, Algo is the token. And really, before we dive into this and before we look at the market cap and everything, we want to discuss what exactly is tokenomics. Tokenomics, in a nutshell, and basically just paraphrasing from the websites like I've been doing, tokenomics is the study of how cryptocurrencies work within a broader ecosystem. This includes such things like token distribution, as well as how they can be used to incentivize positive behavior in the network. That's all we're going to read from there. We're going to bring up this list that I pulled off of another video, which basically hits it right on the nutshell. Tokenomics, token economics. Its purpose, what does the token achieve? Functionality, how does it achieve it? Utilization, is it actively being used? And distribution, how is the token being distributed? Today's video is more going to touch base on distribution, but as you know, Algorand is considering itself as a trilemma coin, and its basic goals are for frictionless financing. It's safe, secure, scalable, cheap fees, instant transactions, yada yada yada, blah blah. So let's take a deep dive into Algorand. We're going to jump right over to the coin market cap just to start off the video. And I really like what I'm seeing with coin market cap today because they are keeping updated on the supply of Algorand that are being distributed in their total supply. So Algorand is currently sitting at $1.18. We have been scooping up every opportunity that we can. Usually we do it once a week on Fridays to see where the market is, and that's when we update our bags, usually from our dividends that we get paid out from things like BetFury and our miner that we've got over in the back corner. Not this one. This is what I'm actually looking at. And we are going from there to continue growing our Algorand bag because I am a strong, heavy supporter of the Algo token, and I do see great things as per the trend on this channel with this token in the near future. Currently, we're looking at $1.18 on Algo. Right now, its market cap is $3,044,606,892, and that's fluctuating a little bit. Fully diluted market cap is $11,765,000,000, blah, 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 with a current 24-hour volume of 662 million and some change. There is a total circulating supply at the moment of 2.5 billion, with a max supply which will eventually reach in 2030, we'll show that here in a moment, at 10 billion. And then the total supply, which the difference between the circulating supply and the total supply is there are some tokens that are locked up. A Coinbase has a nice chunk of them, and for the reward program, so on and so forth. But we have updated from 3.7 billion in the total supply to 4 $4,888,444,795, and we'll be seeing that release here shortly. So those just the basics, the information. If you're just jumping into Algorand, you want to see the daily update, this is pretty much it. We are now going to start talking about a few other things. The one thing we really want to get into talking about here with Algorand is that initial 2.5 billion to the 4.8 billion. So we are halfway to the max supply of Algorand being out in total, not necessarily in circulation. And we're going to look at that here on the incentives for that. Now, initially, they wanted to have all 10 billion Algorand released by 2024. At the end of 2020, they went through and they right here, they have extended the distribution of the fixed and immutable total supply of 10 billion Algo from 4 to 10 years from now. So instead of ending in 2024, now 10 billion Algorand will be fully released, fully available by 2030. Now, this will cause some uproar, not necessarily uproar, but some concerns about dilution and what happens with your tokens. But I believe with this new ratio, instead of having all 10 billion tokens distributed by 2024, we are now going to be able to combat the aggressive dilution that 2024 was imposing into 2030. And we can scroll down here, long-term Algo allocation and everything that they have stacked away for Algo. Like, for example, here, participation rewards, early backer relay nodes, contingent incentives, innovation fund and their ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. So it shows exactly the breakdown of how much Algo they have allocated to each things, like community incentives, ecosystem support, and for initial allocation, which most of them, Algorand Inc., the Algorand Foundation, and then already injected into the ecosystem. What I really like right here is their long-term Algo distribution schedule. And if you look at this, it began in 2019, and now this has been updated to end in 2030. We have multiple tiers. We're going to break down just the 2030 because it's showcasing every single plan in the color that you can see on screen. Is my head in the way? Kind of, sort of. Let's move it up next to the QR code right there. Perfect. So you could see a broader spectrum of what they finally plan to release at the end of 2020. Currently, we're in 2021. We are just getting up to that 5 billion marker. So we're kind of already ahead of, in my opinion, since we're in the first quarter of 2021 and they are anticipating 5 billion to be out and released by 2022, we are a little ahead of schedule there. The major categories for the long-term Algo distribution schedule are as follows: the foundation funding, in light blue, the ecosystem support in orange, the participation incentives in green, the Algorand Inc. in yellow, early backer and nodes are in red, and then contingent rewards are in blue. And you can see as this chart continues into 2030, there's some consistencies with the Algorand Inc. They're not going to be getting any more. And then there's some growth where you see everything growing, like the contingent rewards, the early backers, the participation incentives, and then the ecosystem support and the foundation. What I speculate from looking at this, the foundation funding, this light blue line here, this is where we're going to start seeing, in my opinion, a potential uptick in the price of Algorand as this blue bar increases, because this is, in a nutshell, where they're going to be spending their Algo and their finances to increase awareness, marketing, to reach out to new clients, to get more, backers, basically all the marketing and advertising. That's kind of what I see here with this blue line. And the statement can be said for all the other lines, where as this is increased and more is spent here, we're going to see a higher uptick in the price of Algorand. Another big one that we're looking at is the participation incentives. And that's as simple as you saw on my wallet, as long as you hold one Algo token on your wallet, Ledger wallet, your official Algo wallet, or whatever participating exchanges or Coinbase, you're going to be earning rewards. Now, I do not believe that this participation reward is inclusive with Coinbase, because I believe they have their own supply already that they are paying out for their 6% APY. Do I feel that holding on Coinbase is something significant? At this current moment, I wouldn't hold my tokens on Coinbase, because you're looking at a higher average of about 6.5 to 7.2% APY yields with holding on the official Algorand wallet. Now, based on some of the stuff that I've read here over the long term, those rewards are going to diminish slowly as there's more rewards being released, as there's more holders. Those rewards, those APY percentages, there will be the dilution of these tokens coming out, and those rewards will be diminished. Is it going to be something excessive? No. Is it going to be something where holding tokens in your wallet will help you combat the dilution? Absolutely. So there might be a point in the future, I won't say the near future, but there might be a point in the next 2 or 3 years where if Coinbase doesn't reallocate their decision to release 6% APY for holding Algorand and they leave it at 6%, there might be a bigger benefit to holding on Coinbase versus your Algorand wallet. But then you have to really look into if Coinbase ever gets hacked or the security of maintaining your coins on a custodial wallet, I should say, or one of those exchanges wallets, that there is that risk to take versus just holding them in your personal mobile. You keep your 25 passcode, your private keys, so on and so forth. But the benefit of that APY reducing is that we are getting more participation incentives throughout the years, all the way up until their final release of the Algo token. So that's maybe something that would inspire you to want to hold that token for the full 9 years to get to the point where the token's fully diluted out into the market and we really get to see a true value once supply and demand, the supply is already maximum out there, to see where the demand is on Algo. And then sort of also to help combat that additional APY change, since we are technically in an early phase, I believe we could be considered ourselves as early backers and nodes. I haven't personally looked into setting up a node for Algorand. I know in the Algorand Optimizer, which I did a video on that, in the Discord, we have a few people talking about nodes, and maybe that's something I need to research into, is turning my holdings into a node, especially if the node rewards for the early backers are going to increase over the next 9 years as well. Some very, very solid numbers there. And then, of course, we got the contingent rewards. So it's all based on getting people in, spending money to get the people in, spending money to attract more investors, and then give them rewards for holding Algo. The beauty about these rewards is that they're instantaneous. There's no lockup period. There's no minimum restrictions. There's no, like with crypto.com, if I want to receive the maximum rewards, I have to lock up CRO for 3 months straight, or whatever token I decide on that platform, I have to lock up for 3 months. If all of a sudden, and I know it's never going to happen, but if Algo hits $1,000 tomorrow, I can go right into my wallet and I can just transfer this over to an exchange or Coinbase and I can cash out and be a millionaire versus needing to unlock or wait till my CRO, freezing is over, so on and so forth, and vice versa. As soon as you hold one token in these wallets, you start accumulating the rewards instantaneously, which is very, very, very sexy and very, very, very spicy. So that's some good long-term distribution in the tokenomics of Algorand. And there's more that you want to be able to educate yourself on, like the backing of the project and the individuals and the kind of blah, blah, blah. But we're not here to get into that today. I just want to talk about Algorand. That's all I want to do. And then lastly, I want to talk about a little bit more of why I like Algo. And because I am a computer whiz and awesome, I just made a nice little list here on Microsoft Paint. Why I like Algo. The staking rewards. Duh. It's a pure proof of stake. Like I said, you hold one Algo. I can't highlight it because I'm not in that box. You hold one Algo and you automatically earn the rewards. That's it. Very, very easy. Almost instant transactions. One thing that really attracted me to Tron when I first started playing around with Tron was how fast and instant the transactions are. If I was playing games or something with my buddy Mind of Tron, I said, hey, can you spot me 50 Tron? He could do it instantaneously. Boop, there you go. The only downfall, I think, with Tron is that you have to have like the energy and you have higher fees and the fees are going up and so on and so forth, which it's still pretty nice and instant, but it's phenomenal that, let's say right now, if you bought 1,000 Algo off of Coinbase Pro, or if you exchanged it on Binance or KuCoin, and then you wanted to send it over to your Algorand wallet, the transaction is instantaneous. As someone that consistently compounds my rewards on the wallet, whenever we hit about 1 to 1.5 Algorand, it's literally before even the phone screen automatically locks after 30 seconds. The transaction is done, complete, everything is compounded. And then, of course, we have incredibly cheap fees. And the reason why I say for now is because as Algorand's price goes up, we really have to look into consideration of how much that fee goes for. As of right now, the Algo fee is 0.001 per Algo, which is really, really solid. If you want to send, basically to do your own transaction, that's a fraction, that's a tenth of a penny. If you want to do your compounding for transaction, because you have 1.5 Algo, then it's going to cost you a tenth of a penny to compound, which you outweigh the rewards versus the actual fee. Now, the reason why I say for now is because I don't know or believe if they're ever going to reassess that fee. We've seen tokens and fees increase. Bitcoin's fees are insane. Time takes forever for the transaction to go through. Ethereum fees are insane, which is why BNB decided to start rising up, because their fees are a lot lighter. But once BNB rises up to Ethereum, we might see another situation where they're not scaling as they forecasted or wanted to, and their fees might go up. The reason why I say fees for right now because some people do think that that 0.001 just a compound is hitting them pretty hard, which again, it's a tenth of a penny. But if we get to a point where we want to send 1,000 algo, and let's just say it's at a flat dollar rate, we're just playing this all off $1, it's going to cost us $1 to send $1,000 or 1,000 algo. Now that's not bad. I mean, where else can you send 1,000 algo? But if we start getting into scenarios where algo is like $5 a pop, and then it's $5 a pop, and you've got, we'll just use my math here, $5 a pop, and I've got the 4,000 algo, so that's going to give me 20,000 algo. If I want to send that 20,000 algo somewhere else, that's going to be a $20 transaction. Now, granted, with 20, that's 4 algo. Well, whatever. That's in dollar terms. So with 20,000, $20 might not be too bad to send. But anywho, that's it for a nice little crash course on tokenomics. It's not as in detail as I'm assuming some of you guys would like, but being in this crypto space and being that algo is starting to catch on, we have been meeting a lot of new people that this is their first time into crypto. They're very attracted to algo because they had the Coinbase Learn opportunity and they saw the 6% APY and they started educating themselves on downloading the wallet. So they're very new into the crypto space, and this is just a small crash course on it. We can do an entire course and an entire lesson, but it's going to take too much longer, and I don't think I can keep your attention for that long or squeeze that video in before I have to return out to work today. So if you like the content, please consider subscribing and turning on that bell notification to stay up to date with the channel. You can always reach out to me on Telegram, Discord, Twitter, email, leave a comment below. I'm responding pretty quick. Again, if you like the content, there's a QR code above my head, and there's a wallet description in the description for Algorand. Any and all Algorand tips are greatly appreciated. Leave a comment in the transaction, and I'll give you a shout out on the next video. Say whatever you want to say. Absolutely, I appreciate it. But otherwise, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching. Stick around. I'm O'Prius. We'll see you guys next time.